I've known George Fritze for so long, I can't remember when I didn't know George Fritze.
George Fritze is my role model. I mean, that's what I aspire to be. Everything I am today, I want to try to be like my dad.
He is probably one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. He's extremely intelligent, hardworking. And he runs one of the most successful dealerships in the country.
You know, he also makes time to do things with his family. You know, if you look at his resume, he talks about liking to go duck hunting and family trips and that. And the one I really like is all of his, you know, you can find pictures of George and his whole family at LSU football games.
George Fritze is such a phenomenal person because of his love of life, his love of family. He's an extremely sharp business guy. He was an Eagle Scout, and he's about family. He was in the family business.
If you ask him something, he thinks about it. He doesn't make rash decisions, and as I said before, you can tell by his resume that he's been quite accomplished in what he's done. He was an Eagle Scout, so it started a long time ago.
I think it's extremely impressive that he was selected as a NADA Time Magazine Dealer of the Year.
You know, he's been the president of the Committee of 100. He's been the president of the LSUS Foundation.
I personally have been involved with him. He's gotten me involved in junior achievement, in Holiday in Dixie, and
he's been the king of the Gemini Parade and the king of the cotillion.
And I've had the privilege of serving with George on numerous boards, from American Red Cross to YMCA to Boy Scouts to LSU Shreveport Foundation Junior Achievement. He's just involved in a lot of things that he doesn't have to be involved in, but he believes in giving back. He makes his living here in the community, and he believes in giving back to the community, and I appreciate that.
Well, I really think that it starts with his demeanor and how he interacts with people, whether it be with customers, with friends. He's always, you know, a positive, upbeat guy who's, you know, very courteous and professional, and I think that just kind of speaks to his character in general.
George is a doer. He's very thoughtful, very studious, and if you give him, or if he asks to do something, or if he volunteers to do something, it's going to be done right.
One of the first times I went in to see George as he's chair of our LSUS Foundation, I thought I would just talk to him a little bit about the budget, and I hadn't really had enough time to prepare before I got in there, and he took me to school. He knew our budget better than I knew our budget. We
were having an Indian Princess camp out, and my wife brought this water winger home, and it would shoot a water balloon 70, 80 yards. I mean, it was incredible. So needless to say, that night after we got all the little girls fed, and we were just waiting to shoot this water winger at somebody, because nobody had ever seen one. And so after probably a little bit of fire water, we eased out into the woods with this water winger, and we shot a water balloon. I don't know how far, but it was a long ways. But Newt Drake and his tribe were in the adjacent campground, and we knocked the aluminum lawn chair from underneath Newt and knocked him on the ground, and they never could figure out what happened. And of course, we're in absolute hysterics. I may have peed in my pants. I was laughing so hard, but we had a great time in Indian Princess, and that's just, I could talk for hours about funny things that George Fritze has done, but I'll stop at that.
He's very influential in the business community, but also in the background, in the community services that he does so much for. George is just a good person, got a great family.
He's involved his own children in the community. I've worked with Patton and Boy Scouts. He has his son-in-law working for him as well, and he's a great example of how to be a successful businessman, and he continues to give back, and that's what I like about him.
Just a wonderful, phenomenal, generous individual.
George, I'm proud of you for receiving this award. It's well deserved, and you know, again, you learned from your parents, and you've instilled the same values in your own children, and I appreciate that, and just can't congratulate you enough on tonight's award. Good job.
To George Fritze, congratulations. You're an amazing guy for what you've done. Thank you for what you do for us in our community. Thank you.
Well, Dad, I love you. and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud to be your son. And I hope to one day be able to fill some very big shoes, but hope that time doesn't come for a long, long time, because in the meantime, you're my partner and you're my best friend, and I'm really enjoying the ride that we're on right now.